We had an apartment ready-made. There was the couch, there were beds, there were toys for you guys, little, what do you call them, stuffed toys. Okay, when I went into the bathrooms, there was aftershave, and it was fantastic. So these are things which somehow I didn't like it initially.
Right.
I didn't like it.
I'd imagine it causes a lot of anxiety initially.
It does. A lot of anxiety, a lot of, even the fact that your mother-in-law is looking after you.
Right.
In the Indian context, no, that's a no-no.
It's considered taboo.
But again, all this was pride.
Of course, yeah.
I would call it the Indian pride. But then God was teaching me to be more dependent on Him. So during that brief time, while we were in the apartment, going to the hospital, and then all this was going on, we had a wonderful time as a family.
Yeah.
Mom was the one who would keep the excitement alive. She would say, "We are here in the U.S.
Yeah.
We are here," and we had no friends, not many friends. We just joined a church. And then before we knew it, Mom was leading Sunday school and I was taking up Bible study. So then we started knowing some people at the church.
Yeah.
And so that was the first phase of our coming to the U.S.
So this is 1994
94.
to this time slot. Roughly 1997.
Yeah.
First few years.
In fact, 94, I would say 96.
96.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of America at this time?
I joke around with one guy who would say, "Hey, Gabby, America's a big place, huh?" Remember the guy?
What's his
California
name?
is
Marty?
a big place.
What was his name?
Marty, yeah. And they would take us around. We would go to the ocean and the beaches and spend time there. But then that was all fun. And we had to look after ourselves.
Of course.
Okay, and then came another stage in our lives, because once Aaron's surgery was over, he was recovering, but we had some other incidents in our lives, some challenges.
Yeah.
In terms of our faith journey.
I bet. Just going back to the airport, I remember Rachel and Aaron were telling me that we were so scared we didn't want to touch anything at the airport because we thought the police were going to get after us or deport us. So walk us through that story. Just
see, first of all, I was, the family, it was a challenge that we were leaving our home country.
Not easy.
Traveling to the US, not knowing what was ahead of us.
Sure.
And I believe this was the second trip, but then the add-on was you, the second trip. Earlier we had Rachel and Aaron.
I'd argue the best add-on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys stopped with me, so.
That's right.
Yeah.
The best came. And that's why I think.
I'm sure Rachel and Aaron will watch this and say.
Right, absolutely.
I beg to differ.
We were at Singapore, and you guys were running around while we were in transit, and it was difficult to keep you guys together.
Just kids being kids.
Yeah. So what happened is, the best thing, I said, "Hey, you guys, because your fingerprints would be there, and the FBI would get a hold of you," and so we frightened, but nothing would be of any effect. But the best part was, we had VIP treatment because, I think it was Singapore Airlines that picked us up from the airport, and took us to a hotel. And nice 5-star hotel.
Wow.
So
because this was on a medical visa.
This was a medical visa, but then we had to pay for
I see.
pay for our
No such thing as a free
Yeah.
lunch.
excuse me. And then mom was so over possessive and careful about you guys. So when we went into a hotel room, beautiful room, and 5-star treatment, we had 2 rooms. As soon as we walked in, mom said, hell no, we're not going to use 2 rooms.
Right.
The kids are going to be with us.
They're going to take the kids.
Yeah. And I said, why, what's the problem? I said, here's the door. There was a connecting door between the rooms. But she said, no, they're going to stay with us. Because she got some kind of an information that children would be kidnapped at airports and at hotels. And she said, no, and I also heard this, in these hotels you don't get some, there's some people who do some things, and the women around, and she looked at me and she said, you better be careful, okay? Make sure that,
Yeah.
you're with me.
Yeah.
And so
She asserted her boundaries instantly.
absolutely. So then we came down for a meal, and that was an experience for us.
I bet.
A big buffet. A lot of people. So we didn't know what to eat.
Were these like the continental
The
breakfasts?
continental,
Yeah.
the intercontinental, whatever it is. So, and in India, shrimps, we used to call them prawns. They're very expensive.
Yeah.
But here there was in plenty.
Yeah.
So, guess what? I dived in for that. I filled in my plate, thinking it's going to get out of fashion. I just, my eyes were bigger than my stomach. So Mom was, looking after you guys, but I was looking after my plate.
Yeah.
And then I was walking straight to my table.
Yeah.
And then I could hear this guy yelling out, cook it, you cook it. What do you mean? I said, did I take anything by mistake, or did I do something which was not right? Cook it.
Yeah.
So Mom said, sweetheart, you have to cook this. Oh shucks. This was raw, absolutely raw.
I thought he was saying cookie.
Yeah. But so then she knew what he was saying. I thought I was going for the kill. And then I took it back, and then they had to cook it for me.
Yeah.
Well, after that, I was all prawned up after that, or shrimped up.
Yeah.
And Mom was looking after you guys, and
You almost got poisoned.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then we went back to our room,
Yeah.
and guess what? Mom took one of those huge desks, and I saw her trying to push the desk towards the door. I said, what are you doing? She said, in case someone comes inside. Okay.
Yeah. Mom still had that background from, where she grew up in, not the best of neighborhoods,
Yeah.
and she brought it here with us.
That's right.
And
So
that
that was
spirit of the mother bear.
Absolutely. And so the next morning we had to get to the airport, and the car was there, and our flight, and then we came to Los Angeles, and there was grandma with, she was there to greet us.
Wonderful story.
Yeah.